Hello.
Hi there.
How are you doing?
Just a moment. I need to adjust my sound a little bit.
You still with us, Art? You look like you froze up. Uh-oh. Yeah. Okay. You're back.
Yep.
So, anything new going on? Did you freeze up again? I think you froze up again, Art. Okay. You're back once again.
I can just barely hear you.
Hmm. I did mess with, well, I'm at almost full volume, so
Hmm.
you keep you keep freezing a little bit. So I don't know if you're having issue. See, you look like you froze again. What are you doing, Art? Art. Poor Art.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Well. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Art. Art. keeps coming in and freezing and disappearing. So
Oh, weird.
yeah, he's messing with something. I don't know what.
When I started up Zoom, it said Zoom has crashed
Nice.
and then just kept going. I didn't restart it. I don't know what it's doing.
Oh, I don't know.
Version 6.6.0, build 4410.
Mm, out Zoom 6.6.0 Yep, that's what I got. But I didn't get any weird crashes.
I had a thing I wanted to show you and now I've lost it.
Wonderful. Did you get a chance to play with Jetsy?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I will. I'm just not sure when.
I played with it a little bit on the on their website,
Mhm.
and I couldn't find a way to record the video, even though it looked like there should be a way to do it.
Hmm.
And
In Linux, it can absolutely be done. You can
yeah,
just record the screen.
yeah. Um, well, it looked like everybody that joined, it's probably something I did, but it looked like everybody that joined was a moderator too. So I'm like, that's kind of weird.
Well, if you were playing with it on their site, maybe that's controlled on their end.
Maybe. It actually said, see, I wasn't logged into to it or anything, and it said, in order to start this meeting, you need to log in. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense, I guess. So I logged in, and I assumed that the person logging in would be the moderator, but everybody that came along after me was also a moderator. And
Well,
two of
was it
the
people that you had invited?
no, it was me. I on different computers.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
And I didn't log in on either of those computers. I just went to the meeting website and started chatting with myself, and I was like, I shouldn't be a moderator. It should think I'm three different people, but who
Hmm.
knows? But they may because I was on their website, they may have disabled the video recording function. It may record to, their hard drive or something. So, but it looked like I should be able to, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. So, you know, one of those weird things. I also played around with a remote desktop um, app called
Rest
R
desk.
Rust Desk. Have you played with it?
Hmm.
I like it. I got it set up on a couple of my machines now.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. There's a web front end for it as well. So you can have a web page up that is a connection to multiple machines behind the web page.
Really?
Yeah, or multiple VMs, whatever.
Well, I was, I set up one of those NUCs to be a little file server, and I just was looking for a way to control it, and I came across this, and I was like, Oh, this is cool. And then the computer behind me, it's pretty much, I don't have a keyboard or anything attached to it. So I put it on there because that seemed to make sense. So I could deal with all the admin crap from here, even though all I
Mhm.
have to do is turn around to do it.
There's a, oh, what is it called? Used to be called Synergy,
Mm-hmm. I've
and
heard of
then
that.
it went more open source. I actually paid for Synergy and have a a couple of um, keys for it, but Synergy became a different open source thing. Um,
Did
shoot,
did it become Barrier?
Desk Flow.
Desk Flow. That one.
So you set up, you install Desk Flow on Windows, Mac, Linux,
Mm-hmm.
and you tell it your Desk Flow position 5. And you tell the another one it's Desk Flow position 4 and Desk 2 and Desk 1.
Right.
Desk 3 is that thing over in the other room. And you have one keyboard and mouse and a monitor from each device. And as you move the mouse to the left edge of one, it shows up on the right edge of two. So one keyboard and mouse connects to multiple machines and it shares the clipboard. So you can copy something on a Windows computer, move the mouse to the left to a Linux box and press Control V and paste. It's it's a very cool thing.
I used I used Barrier for a while, and that's pretty much it pretty much does the same thing. You tell it the position of the computer and where the mouse moves, it goes to that computer. But I don't think Barrier had like a virtual desktop kind of deal. You pretty much had to see the machines.
Well, yeah, this you've got a monitor on each machine, but only one keyboard and mouse.
All right.
And there you position the monitors in, sorry, logically you position them in a grid. So going left of machine 1 takes you to the right side of machine 2.
Mm-hmm.
The left side of 2 takes you to the right of machine 3. And going up from 3 takes you to the bottom of 5. And going up the top of 5 takes you back to 1. You can do weird stuff with it. It's weird. It's
Yeah.
very cool. At one point, I had I think 8 monitors on a desk and one keyboard and mouse, and I had 3 physical machines.
Yeah. Well, I was using Barrier for a while, but this this one machine over here to my left, I don't necessarily leave it connected to the internet, and Barrier needs a network connection.
Hmm.
So Barrier really didn't solve my particular problem, but I got a little USB switch and plug the mouse and keyboard into it, and that seems to work. What is this? Shelly?
Yeah, they sell some neat little network connected power monitors.
Mhm. Okay.
Um, the oh, shoot, lost it. They Some of them speak Zigbee, some of them are just Bluetooth, some are on Wi-Fi with a web page. They're That'll connect directly to um, oh shoot, the home automation thing, the big one, home assistant. Neat stuff. Some of them have switches in them, some of them don't. I just picked up, what was it? Shelly EM Mini Gen 4? No, mine was a Gen 3. Mm,
They look they look reasonably priced too.
yeah. Yeah, I bought four of them for $50. I got two that are switched and two that aren't. I got two Shelly 1 PMs and two Shelly 1 Minis. No, that's not it. Two are just monitors and two are monitors and switched outputs.
Might have to pick up one of the Zigbee ones because the ESP32C6 I think does Zigbee
Okay.
natively. So it might be fun just to play with, just to play with. Art's back.
Salute.
Yep. Can you
Hopefully
hear
he
me?
doesn't freeze up again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Well, let me give you a little background on why the I have been experimenting with different operating systems this week. And what I was attempting to join with was, I believe it's Fedora 42. And everything worked fine except that I couldn't hear you. The sound was, now, I could hear the sound, but it was so low that I couldn't make out what it was. So we are back on Linux Mint, uh, and fingers crossed. Hopefully that'll work. The other thing I've been experimenting with is Zorin,
Hmm.
Zorin. I don't know if either of you have any experience with that or not, or whatever.
One of my kids does.
One of your kids does. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't I think when Ubuntu switched from GNOME to Unity Desktop,
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
I went shopping for a new distro and I think I tried Zorn. I think I tried well I know I tried Fedora. I tried OpenSUSE and a half a dozen others and I landed on Mint. I mean, that's just seemed like a good spot to land.
Well, all three of my screens are frozen up right now.
You're not.
Wonderful. No, you're not. I can see
I'm
you
not.
moving.
Okay.
So I don't know what's going on.
Well, you guys are back moving again, so I guess everything's cool. So, at any rate, I have been experimenting with various, as I said, various operating systems. Many, many, many years ago, I used to use Fedora. That was back when it was Fedora 5 or 6. It's now 42 with 43 in beta. So, um, but there's some things I like about it. But obviously, um, it's not playing friendly with Zoom. So,
The thing that you may have had an issue with, I've had this one before. It makes the sound come out of the internal speaker on the computer, and You think that it's just really quiet in your headphones and it's not.
Ah, okay.
So
Yeah.
you have to tell it which sound device that you want the noise to come from.
That's interesting.
I
Well,
I
the interesting thing about this particular desktop machine that I have all these things on is that I have never been able to get audio to come out of the speaker, period. So, you know, I've had to use earphones the whole time. So at any rate, maybe that's what's going on. Um,
I last week, was it last week? Last virtual meeting, I realized that Zoom was coming through here, no problem, but everything else was coming through my desktop. And it was
Mhm.
very, very muted. And I was like, huh. So I checked, and for some reason, when I plugged the headphones in, it doesn't automatically switch. It two separate deals. So,
oh,
uh,
And Zoom has its own interface into Pipewire,
yep.
so it
So
does its own thing.
I just now that I know that it's doing that, I just aware that it does it. So, and I can't say that it's always done that. But then again, it could have been doing that for a long time, and I've not played another video. So,
interesting.
but
Well,
do you go to distrowatch.com?
me,
Frequently.
I
I figured Steve
camp
did.
on there.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
That's where when Ubuntu, you know, when I started distro hopping, I would pick like the top 10 and just download the top 10 and try them out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it looks like something called Cache OS is number one right now, and Mint is
Yeah.
number two.
I haven't tried that, but I'm on Mint right now, and I'm assuming you guys are also on Mint.
I am.
Yeah. 22.2.
Same.
Yeah, Zara. I think
Yeah.
that's the name of it.
Now, on this particular machine, I am running the Madi desktop, not the Cinnamon desktop. I really
Okay.
need to change this to Cinnamon. Cinnamon is so much nicer.
I mean, you can just install
I
Cinnamon, log
know.
out and log back in with it.
I know. It's been one of those, it's on my list and I just haven't done it.
Okay. Well, at any rate, this week has been lost in the world of operating systems. I've managed to avoid killing my desktop, which is kind of an accomplishment. Uh, Usually, when I go into one of these experimental phases, I have to rebuild the machine. But at any rate,
I used to just have one machine set up just so I could distro hop and leave one machine. But I pretty much landed on Mint, and I've been happy with Mint.
yeah, I have too. As a matter of fact, I went back and fooled around with Ubuntu a little bit, and I found I like Mint a heck of a lot better than I do Ubuntu, current Ubuntu.
Yeah.
So,
Well, Ubuntu was the very first desktop, Linux desktop that I was able to get to install with absolutely, well, some problems, but no major issues. I mean, it just installed and worked. And almost everything else I had tried either failed halfway through the install process, or the desktop didn't start, or some other issue. And of course, at the time, I was very, very new to Linux and I had no idea what I was doing. So having something that just worked was wonderful.
Yeah. I don't know. As I said, actually, my first Linux that I fooled with was Knoppix, Knopp, not X. Now, this was, you got to understand, this was probably 2002 or something like that. And everybody was in the low digits. And then and so somebody said to me, uh, we were in an IT meeting, and someone said, "Have you tried Ubuntu?" So I think I tried. It was single digit Ubuntu.
Mhm.
It was like 5 or something like that. And the problem I had at that point is Ubuntu did not play well with printers in the beginning,
Yes.
or at least I couldn't get it to play well with printers. But by the time they got into double digit Ubuntu, all of that had become history. And because my experience is that printers are problematic at best. They easily go wrong.
Hmm. I don't know. I've had 4 or 5 brother printers in a row, and I've they've all been fantastic.
Yeah. Well, I was going to
Well,
say early days, HP was, you plug an
Yeah,
HP in and it would just work. But that's kind of changed. And I think Brother is kind of the new thing that you just plug
HP.
in and it works. Yeah.
well, the I've had several brother printers, and they work pretty well. But frankly, I didn't. My early days with Linux, I wasn't using a printer.
Yeah.
But then my wife, she's one of these people that has to put it on paper at some point in time. Hey, screen's good enough for me, but you know, gotta
Well,
keep gotta keep peace in the family, so to speak.
I uh I think printers were one issue I had with Ubuntu, and it seemed like there was something else, but it was it both of those issues were minor, and both of them you could look up once you got a desktop and Firefox running and everything. You could look it up and go, "Oh, okay, I know I can fix that."
Yeah.
But
Well, my experience with it is that the printer issues have been history for quite a number of years now, and
well,
as I
I
say, I don't need a printer,
yeah.
but as I say, to keep peace in the family, you have to.
So I would love to get rid of my printer, but the few, like when we do our taxes, they want an actual copy. They don't want me to go down there and take them the PDF and say, "You guys print it." They want me to bring an actual copy. So,
Well, I
but
think that's a matter of cultural history. There's still a large portion of the population You got to have a piece of paper in
Gotta
front,
have a piece of paper.
you
Yeah,
know,
but
and
I found this Canon at a thrift store for like $2. And the very first thing I did was went on the Canon website before I even bought it because I wasn't going to spend $2 if it wasn't going to be Linux compatible.
okay.
I got right on the Canon website and the very first thing that popped up was Linux drivers. And I was like, okay, so it's not natively supported, but they give you the drivers for it. Good
Yeah.
enough. And it's
Well,
worked fine ever since.
well, my experience is that brother printers have always been relatively Linux friendly, but in the early 2000s, Ubuntu was not, yeah, and they've got a whole bunch of drivers.
Yeah, we may have.
Recognizes I'm on Linux, asks whether it's an RPM or deb
Yeah.
distribution,
Hmm.
and then you run the driver installs tool.
Yep.
It downloads this little, I don't know, 40K bash script, and it goes through and it installs the right drivers. It sets up the scanner. It sets it up so that you can do scan key on the machine. The extra buttons up here, you press one and it just sends it to a computer.
Uh-huh.
It's, I think I paid $180 for this printer. Good Lord. Somewhere around 2013, 2012 maybe. I've I have no idea how much I printed out of it. Let's see.
It's
It
sleepy.
says I printed 6,068 pages. I feel like it's more than that, but I'm on my second toner cartridge. I, I don't print a lot. I print probably 3 or 4 pages a month, and at tax time, I print a bundle. But this thing just keeps going and going and going.
That's uh that's the old experience I had with HPs. You could not kill those stupid things. They would just keep going and going and going. But the little install script, that's pretty much what Canon gives you too. They give you a little small bash script that sits there and runs everything, and then it brings up a dialog. You have to plug your printer in so that it could set the IP address and the Wi-Fi key and all that stuff. And then once it's done, you just unplug it, and then it shows up on the network, and you just run the bash script again on other machines, and it's already there. It just installs the drivers to make it work.
Yep.
Yeah. It was a piece of cake. I was like, wow, it should all be that easy. But
This is at least the fourth brother printer I've had. My first was an HL 1440 or 1440 um, that had been in a warehouse at a paper company and was just caked with paper dust. There's nothing as filthy as a paper cutter. I vacuumed it out and I used that thing for 5 years. Um, I replaced it with another printer I got from there, an HP. Oh, it was a weird thing. It looked kind of like a toaster, and the paper went in the top and rolled around a roller at the bottom, came back out on top. And that thing lasted for years. I think I gave that one to somebody. I know I gave the brother to somebody. And then I've had two of these that I purchased. And a friend of mine has one in color that I recommended, and he's had for years. He's gone through three of them now. He's using them in a small business. And the last one broke because he opened the paper drawer to do something, and he turned around to pick up the paper, and the cat tried to jump in the tray and literally snapped the plastic tray. I'm like, it's time to stop feeding that cat.
Yep.
Yeah. I ended up, I don't really remember where that, I ended up with a brother, well, you saw it, the QL500, which is a sticker printer or a label printer.
Mhm.
And I don't remember where that came from, but you just plug that in. And up until recently, I could print right directly from LibreOffice to it. Now I have to print to a PDF and now send it via the print from the PDF.
As long as
Paper size,
changing.
maybe?
Nothing that I have tried in LibreOffice has fixed it. So they've done something, they've screwed up something somewhere, but it's one extra step. It's another one of those deals that if you know the workaround, it's easy enough to deal with it. But yeah, it uses, the little labels, and um it's oriented in portrait mode on the printer, but on the computer you type it in landscape, and the old drivers or whatever it was in LibreOffice just automatically switched it to the right ratio and the right orientation, but the new ones don't do that. But the PDFs do, so something changed. I'm not sure what, but something did. It's an old printer too. It's got to be 20 years old. But I the Canon that I picked up for a couple bucks, it still had toner in it. I finally went through that cartridge. Um, it was actually cheaper to buy two toners for it than it was to buy a single toner for it. So I have a toner cartridge sitting here for a brother that I probably will never ever get around to using. But I think it was $22 for two toners, and I want to say it was like 17 for one.
Hmm.
It's like, well, duh, why?
Where
Oh,
where where was this? Micro Center or someplace like
um,
that?
no, it was eBay, and they're refurbished uh toners. Um, they actually, uh, when I bought them, they emailed and said, if we send you a prepaid label, will you send us the old cartridge? Okay, so they're obviously are taking old cartridges and
Hmm.
recycling them. So, all right, whatever. I mean, if you're going to pay for it, sure. Why not? It's not
One
doing
of the
me any
things
good.
One of the things I had was a listing of the engines inside of the Brother printers because they've only got like 10 toner cartridges. They have 10 engines. And I've got spares for this one. If this one dies, I'll get another one that uses the same toner cartridges. It's also one of the reasons that Brother toner cartridges are available for really, really old models because they use the same engine over and over.
Hmm.
Just change the color of the plastic on the outside.
I had, I know it's been 20 years. It's probably been 25 years. I had a HP, I think it was an 1100. It was a weird little desktop printer fed from the top. It would duplex. It would shoot the paper out and then it would pull it back in and print on the other side. It
Yeah.
it was a wild thing. Um, Schools were using them, and I bought it from a school auction for a few dollars. That was a fantastic printer. I had never ever replaced the toner cartridge. It actually broke. It physically broke before the toner went bad. And at the time, school auctions were like a big deal. So I just went to a school auction and picked up like 10 of these printers for like $10. I had extra toner cartridges, I had parts, I had everything I needed. One of them break, I don't care. Put another one in its place. But
Well,
yeah, I killed that printer. I used that was the time when I actually printed stuff and I printed so much stuff that it killed that printer. A plastic part in there broke and it just wasn't worth fixing because I had only paid a few dollars for it to start with, but it was a fantastic printer. It actually was a high resolution printer, high resolution at the time. Ray's in town.
either that or he's got a great uh, fake background.
Yeah, he's cruising down he's flying in the airline somewhere with that background.
Nah, if it's just me. My wife is getting on my nerves. She's like, you need to clean up your desk.
Well, could go back on the road again.
It'll be clean by the time I get home.
That's worse. Where did
Yeah,
my stuff go?
yeah, exactly.
So, um,
Yeah, but cleaning my desk is kind of like Christmas. Oh, look what I found. Oh, look what's over here.
Yeah.
What the hell is this thing?
oh, the dust bunny has grown legs. Oh, the dust bunny has turned into a rabbit.
No, it's like,
Oh, see
hey,
what I've done there?
this hole down over here is all mice and it had a family and kids and oh my God.
I got a little update for that 3D printer that I bought. Oh, that is the wrong button. That one that was giving me such a hard time. This thing, this thing on your screen.
Yep.
So, turns out that it came from the factory broken.
Really.
Yeah. Well, besides the fact that they're using HDMI cable, um, which somebody, I don't know if you can see it real well right here. Somebody had a file to actually fix part of the strain on it, and it was a simple fix. I don't know why they couldn't provide that, but that seems to have actually corrected the HDMI issues. The firmware for it was screwed up. So, and they had a limit switch on the Z-axis that shouldn't have been there because it had an auto bed leveler built into it. And replacing the firmware and taking the limit switch off fixed the problem. So it came from the factory broken. The big issue, the two firmwares are numbered and named exactly the same. There is no difference between, well, there's obviously a difference. They fixed something somewhere, but there's no difference in the version number. So I kept looking at what the printer said was installed and kept looking at what the website said, and then the version numbers matched, were identical, and I went, okay, so that's not the problem. Well, me being finally just pulling my hair out, going, whatever, I went ahead and installed the firmware, even though it said it was the same version, and sure enough, fixed all kinds of problems.
Not the same version.
Not the same version. That's something, then I had to go in and to Kira, which had the profile for this printer, and had to edit the G code that it was sending because the new version of the firmware has really fixed stuff a lot and added some features that actually work. So the old G code, the old thing that Cura was generating still didn't work. So adding the new features and new stuff to the G code made all the models just suddenly apparently decide to work. And I'm like, fantastic. So I was able to print well, before, while I was still pulling my hair out with this thing, I could barely print benchies. Benchies were printing, and they actually turned out really, really nice. But it was very inconsistent. Sometimes it would print one, sometimes it wouldn't. Now everything I've sent to it, it's printed. Everything I've sent to it. I'm like, so all the complaints about this printer that are online can all be solved if the company would have just put the right firmware and taken the limit switch off.
Okay.
It's not a fast printer though. It's a slow printer. But it prints really nice though. So yeah, that's my printer update. That's my printer update. Did you make any progress on your Halloween project there, Mr. Ray?
No, don't talk about it.
Okay. I won't talk about it.
All my progress was backward progress. I started working on my Arduino control of the fog machine, and I kept pressing a button and I could see it light up on the end. And I realized that was just an indicator that the RF transmitter was running. I thought it was infrared. Ended up being RF, and I felt so stupid after I realized that. But I did get my serial communications working correctly. Um, After I found the ground wire was missing. Yeah. So if you connect just the receive wire and just the transmit wire without a ground wire, evidently it has some scattered uh, ideas of what the communication might possibly be. So you gotta have a ground wire. Sorry, everybody.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I actually saw that model at Ray's. His son was printing them. And I have a feeling his son was printing them on the fast printer, not on the slow printer.
You are correct.
Yeah. Oh, it turned out fantastic on the fast printer or on the slow printer. Turned out okay on the fast printer. There's the castle. The best one for that one model though was the SLA printer. That turned out beautiful, gorgeous.
I didn't know you had an SLA.
Yeah, it's slow. It's small. I paid $99 for it, but it turned out gorgeous.
It came out upside down, didn't it?
Yeah, it prints like that. That's the noise that the stepper motors make. So I hate doing this to you, Ray. Oh, wait. I can't share that yet. I finished my Halloween project.
Oh, I'm not offended. I was going to use this weekend to try to finish up my project. And my wife is like, "Oh no, I have your weekend planned." Thanks. Okay.
Well, I like the dancing ghosts.
Can you hear the music that's playing?
I don't.
No.
Okay. So I took a page from Ray, who was playing with MP3 files, and
You
put
stole my idea?
I did. I admit it, but I give you credit for it, so that should count for something. But I got maybe 8 minutes worth of MP3s that just are on a cycle. They just repeat over and over and over again. Playing Halloween music, free free Halloween music, so I don't get any kind of copyright thingy.
What MP3 player are you using?
Chinese one?
Okay.
I
So
I don't know.
one problem that I ran into was that um the libraries that are used for MP3 playing.
Oh no. It's an actual MP3 player, a physical,
Oh.
got a little screen on it and everything.
So the ones that I'm using are serial communication from the Arduino to the little bitty board, and it's got a micro SD card on it. And so you're feeding it four wires, which I think is transmit, receive, ground, and 5 volt. There might be a fifth wire, but in the communication, it includes like um, play with a certain volume, play, pause, and there's like 20 different commands you can send to it. Um, but the standard library that is on the internet, um, it uses the Arduino um, print command or serial.print, and it's very stuck on what lines it's able to communicate out of, what hardware serial ports. So even if you went to a Arduino Mega where you've got your default serial monitor, then you've got serial port 1, serial port 2, and serial port 3 with transmit and receive on all three of those. You cannot assign those ports to the MP3 player, and you can only have one. So my problem was that I need to have three serial ports communicating to three MP3 players. And I wanted to be able to have one item playing background music, another one playing pirates thing, another one being sarcastic information from the gallery, like, the peanut gallery making noise. So, and all these things happening back and forth at the same time. So I'm trying to eliminate all the pause and delay timers and to use the millis command on Arduino that says how long has this elapsed. So it's a delay timer, yes, but not something that stops everything for a second or stops everything for half a second. I want to tell it, hey, start a timer and allow this certain sequence to continue once that timer is done, but all my other sequences should be happening regularly as well. So I'm working on redoing the library, or I'm just going to send out raw code commands out of 3 different serial ports.
What library are you using? Do you have a link to it?
Gosh, it's just a default serial MP3 for the YX5300 board.
Okay. See, I knew I
it's a
should.
serial MP3 player library. But it only works, and if you read it, it has a limited number of commands. You look into the library, and it has a limited methods of assigning it a pin location. You read further into it, and it doesn't work the way I wanted it to work, and I wanted more commands out of it. So it got to be a little bit cryptic. So I said, forget this. I'm just going to do my own.
Try this library. This library supports software serial. But I put a library in the chat. I knew I should have waited because I knew as soon as I played my video, Vicente would show up. So now you guys got to see my video again.
Típico.
I put a link to a slightly shorted version of that video in the chat too. So me get back to something that you're probably going to be able to hear the audio. That is not the right one. That is not the right video. Wait a second. What did I do? I'm very confused. I can confuse myself.
Me too.
So are the little ghosts on servos or what?
Yep. Yep.
Ready.
So
Okay.
you remember 2-3 weeks? Oh, Vicente walked off. He's not even paying attention.
He wants you to play it a third time.
He does.
There he is.
You remember 2 or 3 weeks ago, I had pumpkins spinning around and everybody said they couldn't really see them, that they needed a face. Well, ghosts have a face. So I yanked the pumpkins off and 3D printed ghosts.
Yeah, I did.
Now, are the ghosts synced up with music?
Nothing synced up. It just looks like it. It's just a happy coincidence. That actually might be something that I do.
Your sound went dead.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, Art said my sound went dead.
All right. Did your speakers go dead?
So did Steve's.
No.
No. It's you, Art.
New.
So
It's me?
It's you.
Oh, well, okay.
Everybody shake their heads up and down. Yeah.
Yep, it's Art. So if Art can hear us, anyway, something maybe for version 2 next year, I might try to add um what is that? The Fourier fast Fourier transformation to the LEDs so that they sparkle to the music. Um the MP3s were kind of an afterthought, and late last night, I kind of went, oh, you know what's missing? Sound. So I didn't put a whole lot of thought into how I did it. I just grabbed a MP3 player that I had sitting on my shelf and loaded up some music files, and there you go. That's it. Done. But I don't know. You probably noticed I printed some little gourds to sprinkle throughout the pumpkin patch so that it fills in some of the blank spots and hides some of the wires that are there. And then I wrapped a little bit more burlap around some of the pumpkins so that you don't see the wire so much. But it looks pretty good. Works pretty well. And okay. Let's see if Art can hear us now. Here he comes, maybe.
Everybody move your mouths, but don't say anything.
Nope, he's gone again. He didn't even make it.
Right. It's coming.
Ah, Linux Mint is not working well for Art. So,
Wonder if it's Zoom, because I have never had issues with Zoom, and the last two releases both have done weird things for
weird
me.
things, yeah. So, yeah,
Not
it's
even
that.
sure what version they're on.
That's weird though. Well, they've got to be on the same version that we are because I downloaded it last night and tried to update it. And it said, "Oh, your previous version already installed, or same version already installed, or whatever." So,
I share in the Arduino libraries for the module I bring 2 weeks ago.
uh-huh. Oh, okay.
This is also an MP3 player with a serial interface, and also you can use the A pins, I think, to select which MP3 file. But this is also Arduino serial commanded.
Is that the mini DF player?
Mini what?
It's called a mini DF player. Back up a
No,
little
this
bit. Your phone can't. Your camera can't focus.
is a JQ 6500. Very cheap. Very cheap. I think it was under $1. Was.
The
Ooh, software in Chinese pops up when you plug it in. No,
what?
I'm looking at Gogotronics JQ6500-16P, which I think that's what Vicente had there. Using a Windows Chinese language, but just 2 clicks to browse your files and select to upload so you can manage. Software which is embedded into the device and appears when you connect it to USB. You can upload your MP3 files directly to the device.
It goes into the flash memory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 MB of memory. There's a larger one, the Dash 28P, that has a micro SD card.
The DF Robot Mini MP3 player is similar, but I think it uses a YX 6300 chip. It also has a SD card on top. It's tiny though. It looks like it's the size of your thumbnail or something. Just slightly bigger than a micro SD card. I think I've got one of those JQ 6500 boards somewhere. I've got a stack of MP3 players.
You can buy them in Amazon. There are plenty of them.
I bought a bunch of MP3 players. I know it's been 10 years anyway. Bought a stack of them. I don't know why I needed them, but I bought them. I got them. Um,
You can buy two of these in Amazon. You see, with battery and everything. 2 pieces and 60 minutes of music or whatever you want. They include the lithium battery, the speaker, and everything else. USB-C.
and they have a little microphone.
Where is the microphone? Ah, here. Yeah.
Hmm.
You can change the audio. Right, that's it. You can buy the this is the model I am using. So you have five switches to launch five different MP3 files. But I think that you can use a serial from your Arduino to do the same. And I think you can use the micro USB to download files from your computer. But this thing is very old. I think it's maybe 10 years old.
Can you hear us now, Art?
I can hear you.
Oh, I thought we were doing the move our mouse so Art thinks he's still broken.
Yeah. I don't know what caused that glitch, but I had to completely reboot the machine to get it back again.
You're,
And I'm still running Mint, so
Resetting the West Coast completely.
what about the West Coast?
Yeah, the West Coast, or California, Oregon, Washington.
those I have a bunch of those,
Okay.
and I got them dirt cheap. I don't remember. They were, I think I bought 10 of them for $15 or something. But they use that same chip that you've got on yours, Ray.
Okay.
And I don't remember having any problem with any serial ports on it. I think I could hook 2 or 3 or 4 of those up.
You are just better than me,
Well,
or just you got the right library.
I think this PDF, yeah, this PDF uh contains the songs. I may have just, or the not the songs, the commands in it. I may have just made my own thing up.
But did you connect several in the same serial port?
Not in the same serial port, but I think I'm pretty sure when we did the uh Star Wars Day many years ago,
Many
that
moons ago.
that I had at least 2 MP3 players, and I think they were both connected to a Mega. I may have had 3 MP3 players, but I'm fairly sure. Well, I know they were all that kind because that's the one that I bought. I loved that MP3 player. That was one of the best MP3 players at the time. But I can't remember if I used their library or if I came up with my own thing. But this, like I said, the PDF contains all the commands and everything in it. So that might be, I put a link to the PDF in the thing, so that might be something too. This was this was one of the few MP3 players, at least at the time, that you could give it a file name to play. So you could have, dozens of MP3s on your thing, and you could tell it specifically which
Which
file to
one?
play. I think the problem with this one came in it didn't indicate when it was done playing. So you could tell it to play something and then tell it to play something right on top of it. And it would start the first file and then interrupt it and start the second file because there was no way to keep it from doing so. I don't remember. There was some weird thing with that. I think I did the same thing you did, Ray. I think I put some micro delays in there and timed out my MP3s as close as I could. But
Well,
that's
I'm
the
not doing micro delays.
Millis delays.
I'm not doing millisecond delays. I
You're doing the blink without delay thing.
what you do, you get the millis command, and it
Yeah,
gets you the current number of milliseconds that has elapsed
yeah,
since this project started. And then you get that same value later, or get the
yeah.
updated value later.
And you
Add so
compare
many
the two.
seconds, and then look for that
Yeah.
new target value to be elapsed.
You're doing blink without delay.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. It keeps the controller running while it could do other things while it's not sitting there waiting for a delay command.
Yep.
Yep. Blink without delay. It works most of the time.
Okay, cool. What do you mean most time?
It's not, if you actually time it with a regular timer, it's not as precise as you might think it would be. It's close. But if you told it 1 second, it could miss it by just a couple of
Yeah,
millises.
yeah. That it's looking for something to be greater than.
Yeah. It's not it's close. It's not necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other problem I ran into was I was doing serial commands, and I was reading the serial port, and I didn't realize that there is a timeout on the serial port to when you're reading information from the serial port, and that timeout is by default it's at 1 second, or maybe it's 500 milliseconds, and it was just making everything so slow. I was basically, in order to check what my timing was happening, I had 3 LEDs flashing, and they're all flashing at different rates. And you could see when they started to synchronize, and then they all went to like a 1 second flash. Like, wait a minute, wait, there's something wrong here. And I tracked it down to the serial port timeout value. So, but
You
I
are
got it.
talking about Arduinos
Yes.
using ceramic oscillators or crystals, because you can buy both, but they are missed generally. You know, the Arduino, instead of using a crystal oscillator, they have a ceramic thing. The ceramic is 0.5% deviation, and the crystal is like almost 1,000 times more precise than the ceramic.
I'm not worried about it. I'm only
I
doing
already,
communications at like 9600. So that's a whole lot different than if I was doing communications at 115 or something.
okay. Now the problem is when you have several Arduinos and you want to do the same thing in time, they separate very quickly when they are using ceramic resonators. You know, you want to synchronize them to do something, and in a minute they are in different ways. blinking LEDs or whatever, if they are using ceramic resonators. It's okay for communication because it's 0.5%. That is okay. Until 1% is okay.
Hey, it actually focused, sort of.
But what is it?
What is that?
It's
An adapter?
a dummy HDMI plug.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of those.
It simulates a resolution or something.
Mm-hmm. Well, it activate it when you plug it in, it activates the video chip.
Okay.
So I was
It-
using that Rust desk software,
okay.
and I could not connect to my uh, Nook. Could not connect to it, and I every time I would plug it in and see what the problem was, of course I could connect, no problem. So I just came to the conclusion that it needed something to activate the HDMI. So I plugged that in, and sure enough, I can connect right to it now. It's amazing what one little extra thingamabob does.
I've got those on the back of my, um, I've got a rack full of Dell micro form factor machines, and I've got those plugged in so that I can use the VT Pro options to connect to stuff. Because, yeah, as you found out, if there's no monitor connected, the video chip just disables.
And there it is. Can you see it?
Yep.
I mean, this thing works great, and it's very, very smooth.
What are you running there?
It's called Rust Desk. RUSTDESK.
Yeah.
And there's a Linux version and a Windows version and a
Mac.
version. And while I'm here, I might as well update. Might as well let it do that.
Is that little computer Dell thing I told you?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, actually, I tried it. I tried one of these with the Dell, and the Dell still didn't want to cooperate. So either the audio is bad on that Dell, or it just doesn't like the dummy HDMI thing. Um, I did get one of those Dells hooked up, and it's in the car, and I've got a little mini scanner going on, and it works great. But I have to use an external USB sound card for it, which is one extra thing to plug in and break since it's in a car.
Yeah.
Um, but so far everything there's working. I didn't take a picture. Oh, actually, while I'm thinking about that, um, do you have drill bits that would go through like hardened steel, Mr. Ray?
What diameter?
Yeah, what
Uh,
size?
I'm not sure. I would have to. They're not real big. It's for a mounting bracket for that little Wise terminal.
I guess it depends on what do you call hardened steel.
That stupid dash console thing that's in the car.
The hardest thing I ever drill a hole through is stainless. I mean, that stuff can be a real booger to drill holes through. But
Yeah,
I've
if
got
the
a
drill spins at all, you're screwed.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
But
uh,
are you wanting to take the part out and bring it here and
I,
put it in a drill press, or what do you want to do?
I can't take it out. There's no way to get that thing out of there. It's that center console. I
Okay.
want to drill a hole in that, a couple of holes in that center console.
So I've got solid carbide bits. The problem with carbide bits is you really can't use them with a hand drill.
Oh, okay.
Because if you go off center, they snap and they shatter. But they'll go through hard steel.
It's like crystal.
Well, I don't want to
Yeah.
break anything, and it's going to be a pain. My other thought is it's got well like what it's got the extruded metal, the 2020 extrusion metal thingy mabobs,
80/20 stuff. Yeah.
80/20. Um,
Where'd you get that?
no, that's what this thing was made out of
Okay.
in the car. Um,
Okay.
so I'm thinking if I had the screws that would go into that, I might just be able to mount it right to that. So
Well, I will be in town all weekend, so if you want to meet
swing
up with
down
me,
there.
um,
I
I'll be
don't,
mowing grass and all kinds of stuff this weekend.
I really don't know what's going on this weekend. Patty's always got something planned.
Yeah, Carol's always got something for me too. I'm sure Steve would say something about Marla. So
I can't. She's nearby.
okay.
Good call.
Vicente will learn your wife eventually. Uh,
But we learn what?
we will learn about your wife, your esposa,
Uh-huh. Why? About what?
but just to learn about the families, everybody to be friends, you know.
Okay. Yeah. We are traveling on Monday. I have a box vendor in the middle of my garage. I'm hitting it with my knees every morning. But I don't know if I have time to visit you maybe Saturday. I'll figure out. I text you if I can do it to move
Um,
my.
yeah, I can do that this weekend if you want to. I can come get it or whatever.
Well, I'll text you if I figure out when we will be here or whatever.
Okay.
Okay. Finally, I was in Hamilton in the Pumpkin Festival on Sunday
Hmm.
because I and was sick on Friday and Saturday. I got the flu shot and something happened with my muscles. I felt pain everywhere. I don't know what's going on, but now I'm fine again. So I let you know if we can do that. Uh, you will be on Saturday around.
I will make it happen whenever you want to do it this weekend.
Okay, okay. Let me check with my wife
Okay.
to to do that. Okay, because we are buying stuff in the last minute, baby stuff for my my new granddaughter in England. So we are looking for stuff for her. I let you know.
Okay.
Um, Me and Patty last weekend we went out to Caesar's Creek Flea Market, which you
Finally, yeah.
everybody knows it's closing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting.
It's
Seemed
an
like
open space or it's a building?
the buildings and
Okay, parking lots and
yeah.
okay.
Uh I mean, back in the day, it, the parking lot would be full of vendors, but
Okay.
um that's not so much happening anymore. Um it was interesting. There are actually still people inside. Um some of them look like they've just given up and whatever's left they're practically giving away, and some of them look like they're still trying to sell at whatever, retail costs they could get out of it. Um,
When do you think there's their last day?
well, that's what I was going to try to look. Um,
I think it's before Thanksgiving.
yeah,
Do you know why they're closing or what their plans are for the future?
They're closing because the property got sold. Um, I suspect their plans for the future are move what they can to Treasure Isles and whatever the other one across the street is.
well, they don't own the other one. They own Treasure Isle though. Trader's World's owned by somebody else.
Right.
So, and if you're talking about vendors, some of the vendors have just said they're done and they're not going to do this anymore. And others have said that they are moving. So, um, I would imagine the ones that were still trying to sell stuff at retail are the ones that are still going to be around somewhere in some form. But it was interesting. Um, everybody should probably go out there at least once before they actually close, but I don't see I don't see on their website when they say they're actually closing. Do you know who bought it? No.
No.
Yeah,
I looked up, when does it close? It closes at 5 p.m. on Saturday.
yes. Yes, it does. It's free to get in. Um just go in there, walk around. Uh
This, prices are all over the place. Don't go expecting to find a bargain.
if you want DVDs, the guy in the first aisle was selling 8 DVDs for $1.
Holy crap.
Yeah. He had a couple thousand DVDs probably.
Wow.
Used to be $3.
There was another guy who actually had the movie that Patty was looking for. Um, he wanted a couple of bucks for it. So, I thought that was a fair price since she was actually looking for the movie. But we
Yeah.
bought a bunch of movies that we didn't need because the guy said 8 for $1. It's like, okay.
Say hi. Say hi.
Hi. Hi.
Yeah.
Oh, nope.
No peanuts?
No, he pushed the door. What are you doing,
He,
man?
he thinks he's getting food.
No, no, he used to ask for peanut butter at 6, but today there is a meeting.
Hmm,
Mhm.
That's right. He thinks he's getting food. They've got Caesars Creek has these storage units out there too.
Okay,
That's who I wondered if hadn't sold to, if they weren't going to try to make that like a real thing.
so everyone needs to move their stuff
Everyone
away.
everyone needs to move their stuff.
Always there are a percentage of people that you never find again. They move out of to another state or whatever, or die.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there will be auctions to sell stuff there also.
Yep.
I got a storage unit. I leave Easter eggs for the kids in there. They'll go through there and they're going to find stuff. Go, what the hell?
Uh, we had I've had many storage units over the years, but when we moved from Middletown to here, we had a 10 by 10 and it was just completely full. And I took I took Vicente's advice. He said if you haven't seen it in 4 years, you don't need it. And I said,
Yeah. Usually, yeah.
yeah. I said there were a handful of things
But
like some pictures.
it's an advice that I am not following.
You don't even follow your own advice. But
No.
there were some pictures and stuff that sure we didn't get rid of, but a lot of it just went to Goodwill. We just packed it in up and took it to Goodwill. I tried like heck to get somebody to just come and buy the entire unit from me, but nobody wanted it, so everything went to Goodwill. Because I went, what would Vicente do? Vicente wouldn't keep this stuff, even though Vicente probably would have kept the stuff.
No, I need to disassemble a lot of projects to compact all the stuff in the basement because
Well, that's
too much.
I I got the pumpkin patch done, and after Halloween, I've got to take it apart. I just don't have the room for it. All that work, all that work, and it's got to come apart.
Take pictures and put the all the documentos in GitHub.
Yep.
That's it.
You're just not considering versatility. Take off the ghosts, put on little reindeers, snowmen
Uh,
instead.
yeah, snowman won't
Change the lights to red and green.
Yeah. Okay.
snowman won't work real well
Reusability.
on burlap though. But
Paint it
maybe I could
white.
get some cotton, get a
Spray
bunch of
paint is
cotton.
amazing stuff.
Oh, so I mean, I'm kind of joking about that, but my mom, she she came over to see it this morning and she goes, "Oh, this is wonderful. You think you could make me one?" No. Oh,
Show
well,
her the dinosaurs.
what about Christmas? You could make me one for Christmas. I'm done. It took a month to make this.
Because you didn't know what you wanted to make. I'm the same way. I jumped into it not knowing what the heck I wanted to build. Not really. I think after all the headache I've been through so far, doing it again would take a lot less time.
Well,
But
I mean, I knew I wanted to build a pumpkin patch. I just didn't know what I wanted to, how I wanted to do it, or what I wanted to add to it. And as I started printing stuff and adding stuff, putting stuff on the thing, it was like, oh, it needs this. Oh, it needs this. Oh, I showed somebody. Oh, yeah, the pumpkins moving don't really work. Let's go with a ghost. That would work. So the project just kind of mutated over that period of time. But yeah, it I could conceivably put reindeer on there, but I don't know about the rest. And uh, the whole lighting up thing, I mean, that was because, well, it started off as I already have a pumpkin that lights up and I wanted to make more. My pumpkin patch was actually going to be the 5 big pumpkins.
You can put a letter in each one, a letter, and there is a strange thing uh, review or rewomp.
You know that I think you were at the meeting when we did that Stranger Thing display.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they
And
still in the library?
yeah, it's still hanging
In
up
the
out
wall?
there.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. That they won't play it. They won't turn it on. The fire marshal won't let them turn it on. It's kind of a shame because it's just sitting there
Well,
not doing anything.
when the new kids didn't saw the show, right? The show was 10 years old now. So
Yeah. I
the actual kids didn't.
I think I only ever really watched the first season of it. I don't think I ever watched very much of that show. But I don't know. I'm just here.
I might talk to my wife about going to shop for a bunch of DVDs now that you talk about it.
I
I, I got a
he
lot of DVDs right now. Probably got 1,200 DVDs, but I
he
mean,
he had a ton of DVDs. So many. I was just getting tired of looking at DVDs. I was kind of like, I found two. I found two that I would like.
They sell them by weight or
Ah.
by some or
By weight, that would be a good deal probably. He was selling them by 8 of them for $1. 8 DVDs for $1.
wow.
So thing is you may be able to even talk him into something else because he really looked like he was one of those guys that just wanted to be done with everything. You know,
Yeah.
you may be able to find like 20 of them and say, "I'll give you $1.50.
No, it'd be more like I want to buy 1,000.
I'll buy all of them you got."
Yeah. Hey, today's your last day. You want to make $100?
There's the two that I found. Patty
Do they sell Blu-ray movies?
Yeah, he had Blu-rays and he had some
Because I have a Blu-ray player in the basement with a huge screen.
Well, I'm
So
wanting to convert all of my movies to Plex or to Video Station, and I want to serve them, use a video media server off of my
mm,
QNAP at home, and kind of beef up my hard drives there. So I just want to play with that a little.
I built a robot to do that. I was only using it with audio CDs, but I'd go get a stack of CDs, set them up. It would take the top one off the stack, put it in the drive. It would run ABCDE, which was a better CD encoder. As soon as that finished, it'd eject the disk. When the tray came out, that started the robot on the rest of the story. It would take it out, drop it in the finished pile, reach over and pick one up out of the new pile, drop it in, and close the tray. Worked really well. We did lots and lots and lots of CDs. It had worked just as well. The only issue with DVDs and Blu-ray is sometimes you don't know which title you want.
mhm.
If you're going to rip all the titles, that's fine. But an awful lot of them, you'll get four titles that are the same movie, but one is in Spanish, one's in English, one's
mm.
in German, and one's in French. Um, it's the same movie with dubs. Uh, that was the only issue I ever had, and the only reason I never did anything beyond DVDs because those tended to just be U.S. region. I was getting them at the library, but I I will dig that thing up. It's made out of an old Lego Mindstorms kit.
Cool. I think I think aren't Blu-rays encrypted?
I was able to read them in Linux.
Yeah, I can read them, I can play them, but I had to install
You need to have the match player, the
Right.
region thing or something.
there's a there was some special codec or something you have to install beyond DVD or yeah, beyond DVD.
It got installed with Handbrake.
Okay.
Um, I I don't remember what the library was, but I know installing Handbrake installed the libraries I needed. Um, and I used Handbrake to figure out what I needed to do to set up the robot. But
Okay.
yeah, it worked well.
Steve,
I started doing that on a 486 with a two-speed CD reader.
I have two of these CD duplicators. One's
Hmm.
called a Bravo from Primera,
Yep.
and the other one it's just a newer, better version. It'll pick up 50 CDs off one side, 50 CDs off the other, and it can shuffle them, and read it, eject it, read the next one, eject it, read the next one, eject it. All the mechanisms, everything already built in together out of that.
Okay.
But it's designed to be a duplicator, so it has a printing system and all built into it.
Hmm.
I when we had the shop, we had something that was like that. Only I think it could only do 10 at a time. But
I
it would
think this will do 50 out of each side.
it'll pick up it'll pick up a disk, put it in the reader and load up the other drives, and when it's done it unloads them all and drops them into the
Well,
thing.
what mine will do is I think it'll do 50 out of one side, prints it, and then loads it into the other side. Or I can load up both of them, and instead of putting it on the other side, it sends it through a chute in the middle. Just drops it through the chute.
Yeah. See, I don't think mine I think mine was pretty much manual like how Steve's describing it, but it could do a bunch of them at one time. It was the coolest thing in the world, and my partner sold it, and I was like, Why? We need this. Why do we need this? I don't know, but it was cool.
Yeah.
Um,
All right. Well, guys, I'm ready to go. I got to get heading out of here.
yeah, it's just about that time anyway. I gotta
Just
order our
about.
pizza. We're having pizza for dinner.
Got pot roast, nice dinner. It's on the table. I got to go.
Oh,
Yep.
all right.
Bye, Ray.
Enjoy.
We'll see you
Hey,
later.
guys.
We're
Good
virtual
night.
again next week.
Okay.
We'll see everybody next week.
Good
Okay.
night.
I think we're just gonna call it early.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.